Treble clef notation, middle C to ledger line A. Let's recap what we already know. The notes on the lines are remembered with a rhyme. Every good boy deserves football. We know that the note is on a line because the circle has a line going through it. The circle has a line going through it in each of these. And the note is the first letter of each word. The notes in the spaces spell the word face. We know that these notes are in a space because it's got a line above and below it. Has a line above and below it. Has a line above and below it, and this one has two. So we're going to add in two extra notes below the stave. So this one first. Here's your 5 lines of the stave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, this one's got another line added in, but it's not starting or ending where the 5 lines of the stave are. So it's an extra short line underneath the stave, and the circle has that line going through it. So that is middle C. Let's have a look at this one. This one is D. The note, the circle, has a line above it, but no line below it. It's sat underneath the 5 lines of the stave. That is the note D. We're going to learn 2 extra notes above the stave now. This one, the circle is sat on top of the 5 lines. There's no line above it. It's sat on top. That is the note G. This one has an extra line drawn in. Once again, it doesn't start or end at the same place as the stave lines. It's a short line added in above the stave this time. The circle has that line going straight through the centre. That is the note A. The notes fit onto the stave in alphabetical order. So if I start at middle C, it has the extra line drawn in, and the note, the circle, has that line going through the centre of it. Then I move on to D by moving up 1. This one is sat underneath the stave D. Then here, this circle has the bottom line of the stave going through it. So it's every, which is the note E. This note has a line above and below it, so it's in the first space. So the first letter of the word face, which is an F. This note has a line going through it. It's the second line up on the stave, so every good, so it's the note G. This note has a line above and below it, so it's from the word face. This is the first space, that would be F, and it's the second space, which is an A. This note has a line going through it, so it's one of every good boy deserves football. Starting at the bottom, every good boy. So it's the letter B. This note has a line above and below it, so it's one of face in the space. F, A, C. So it's the note C. This note has a line going through it. Every good boy deserves, so it's the note D. This note has a line above and below it, so it's one of face in the space. F, A, C, E. So it's the note E. This note has a line going through the centre of it. Every good boy deserves football. This note is sat on top of this stave, and we have just learnt that's the note G. This note has a short extra line drawn in above the 5 lines of the stave, so that one is an A